What made you want to go into the Air Force?
Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to go into the Air Force. I always loved flying. I loved planes. I used to go and actually visit the airport before the 9/11 days when you could just walk into an airport, and I would often go down, my friend and I, and just meet with the pilots, and they'd let us see the airplane.
Why specifically this branch and not the other one?
I always wanted the Air Force more than any other branch, mainly because of the flying component. I remember watching some films and different documentaries going back to the 60s and just always loved the concept of the United States Air Force. So I always wanted the Air Force and not any other branch.
What rank were you?
So I went in as a second lieutenant and then eventually made first lieutenant and then captain. So I ended up leaving the Air Force as a captain.
Where did you serve?
So I initially went for 6 months of training to a place called Chanute Air Force Base, which was up in Rantoul, Illinois, about 2 hours south of Chicago. And then after that, I spent about 4 years at Reese Air Force Base, which was in Lubbock, Texas, up in the Panhandle. And that was a pilot training base.
Did you work on planes?
It's funny because I'm not a mechanic per se. I was an aircraft maintenance officer. So in Air Force, it's a little different. You oversee the people, you manage and lead the people fixing the planes. You yourself don't fix it. I don't have a A&P license, an airframe and power plant license, but you kind of have to learn enough about it that you can explain what happened. And more importantly, if something's not going right, help the overall process of getting things back on track.
Did you get any medals or certifications?
I got a couple medals. I did get a achievement medal. I worked with Thunderbirds on a couple projects. That was actually a lot of fun. And I did receive another, when I left, I believe I got an accommodation medal